Tigers will play in front of this year, although in years past they've played in front of some pretty good-sized crowds as well, Renee.
Auburn, USC, some other places, but a different kind of venue here at Tiger Stadium.
And we're underway in Tiger Stadium. This one is kicked out of the end zone, no return. So Idaho will have its first possession of the game and begin at their own 20-yard line.
Good look right there at the former Weber State defensive end, Rob Akey. But, big quarterback Dominique Blackman, 6'5", 254, good size, kind of a jumbo size junior quarterback. 352 yards, 81% so far on a touchdown. He's doing pretty good. He's got a big-time arm, but he can throw the touch pass and got a little bit of a history we'll talk about a little bit later.
Got his first career start last week against Bowling Green in a hotly contested game. And you see the numbers, completing 81% of his passes. He looks to throw on first down and does. To the near side, complete across the 35 and to about the 37-yard line is Michael Legrone. Take a look at our starting lineups for Idaho. Bass, Velting, Lovett, Scott, and Legrone, who just made the reception there. Elens, Moga, Marbo, Jones, and Johnson across the offensive front.
Marbo's a good one.
And after a gain of 17, I should say, it is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Passing on second down, complete to the far side. That's Mike Scott making the reception. And take a look at the defense for LSU. Mingo, Downs, Logan, and Montgomery. Got some SEC recognition, the All-American. Muncie, Minter, and Barrow are the linebackers, and the defensive secondary, Jalen Mills, true freshman, getting his start out there again. And you see the rest of the defensive secondary. A gain of 5 for Idaho on their first down play. 2nd and 5 now from the 42. Blackman, and they do go to the ground. And up the middle and up near midfield, it is Bass on the carry. So 2 passes and a run play, and a good mix on offense for Idaho so far. Tonight's first quarter presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Good look there at Eric Reed, first team all SEC selection, and a good one in LSU's defensive secondary.
Blackman is a lot like a Byron Leftwich with good jumbo size and a good arm.
And Bass once again gets the carry, tripped up by Reed. And as I said, a good mix on offense so far. And Idaho, Renee, with a couple of first downs already.
And Eric Reed, recognizing very quickly, gets in the backfield. This is a nice play by the safety. Kind of gets through the block and makes the tackle. Very, very tough to do what Eric Reed just did. The junior out of Dutchtown. Boy, what a good look at him. 6'2", 202 out of Dutchtown, Louisiana.
2nd and 10 for Idaho. As we say, coming off a tough loss against Bowling Green last week, the Vandals 0-2 on the year. Quick pass across the middle and across midfield onto the Tigers' side of the field, and it looks like Veltung down there making the reception. Martin in to make the tackle for the Tigers.
Another tackle by Martin. You see, you're going to look at him, 6'1", 202. And they're going to play a lot of straight defense here. They're going to bring a lot of people in. They're playing a nickel right now. Call it a dime, I should say, with a 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 5 right now on the Tigers' side of the field, the 48-yard line. Little noise from the crowd as the Vandals moving the football down the field a little bit here on this opening possession of the game. Pass complete to Bass. Bass near first down territory, and it's going to be close.
Michael Eugene came from the left side, and Blackman recognized quickly, made the good throw. You see right in the face of Eugene, he throws right over the top to Bass, and he's one-on-one on the edge with Jalen Collins, redshirt freshman, making a stop, perhaps short of the first down.
I think they're going to have to come out and do a quick measurement as they are. Talk about Bass down there, a transfer from Arizona State University. And it looks like the Vandals just about a foot short.
Akey's got to feel good about the way his offense is running right now. Bass is a guy that transferred out of Arizona State. Very talented guy. He has 3 catches coming into this game, and good call here. Looks like the Vandals are going to go for it.
Fourth and about a foot to go. Dominique Blackman and his Idaho Vandals.
Blackman is not afraid, Doug, to tuck it and get that first down on his own.
Big guy, 6'5", 254-pound junior. Blackman under center. And he'll give it to Bass, and Bass is denied by a host of LSU tacklers who read that one from the get-go.
Great penetration up front by Anthony Johnson, Jalen Mills, and company. And good look at Anthony Johnson right there. Big stop by the Tigers, and they compelled Idaho's offense, I should say. And now the Tigers put it with a shrunken field and a pretty good position for the offense.
LSU with the football on its own 46-yard line. First look at LSU's offense tonight. You see the numbers on Zach Mettenberger getting into the spotlight this year. A huge game against Washington last week, as we say, if not for those 5 drops, a near flawless performance. On first down, the Tigers throwing downfield. Open receiver. It is Shepard making the grab down by the 11-yard line. Russell Shepard, the senior out of Houston, Texas, beating the defender and coming up with the big play.
And Russell Shepard on a double move here, inside outside on a post go route, and Russell Shepard came into the game with just one catch. Just a great throw over the top where only Russell Shepard could come down with it, and that's what the Tiger fans have been waiting for the last 3 years, stretching that field, a 6'1", 195-pounder with 4.36 speed.
Pretty speedy guy, Shepard, with his second catch of the year. That one for a gain of 32. The Tigers 1st and 10 from Idaho's 21-yard line. To the ground, and Blue is going to suffer a couple-yard loss on that one. Take a look at the starting lineup for LSU. Blue, and when you hear Blue, it's not Blue, it's Blue, I should say. It's Copeland, Wright, Beckham, and Claymaw. On the offensive line, Jurassic, Collins, Lonergan, Williford, and Hurst. One of the biggest offensive lines in the country. We'll talk more about that throughout the broadcast.
The bomb squad is what they call themselves.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13. Mettenberger looks to go to the air, tucks it in, avoids one tackle inside the 20, and down to about the 17-yard line. Something Mettenberger doesn't like to do a lot of, but can do it capably, Renee.
He can. The Watkinsville, Georgia native can run if he has to.
That he can. Here's the Idaho defensive line. Keener, Davis, Buckley, Mayoa. The linebackers, Tuwala in the middle. And the secondary, Grimes, Carter, Williams, and Walker. Now, 3rd and 6. Go ahead.
Big play here in the red zone. This is the type of thing that Les Miles feels his team needs to convert in situations like this.
LSU 80% in the red zone this year. Mettenberger completes the pass, and it is Boone in for the score. Touchdown LSU, and 2 passes, and just like that, LSU here early in this first quarter reach pay dirt.
Mettenberger with 3 touchdown tosses this season, all of them going to number 86, Kedron Boone. So what a matchup, what a combo they have been for 2012.
As you say, Renee, 4th catch of the year for Boone. 3 of those 4 touchdowns. And now it is Alima on for the PAT. A perfect 11 for 11 on the year. And LSU getting some business taken care of. Boone and company putting some points on the board here early on.
With a curl coming back. Nice play, and you see Mettenberger living on that curl route. He breaks the tackle, and there's nothing but green in front of him.
And we'll be back with more Tiger Vision with 2nd-ranked LSU leading 7-0 after we take this network break.
It's Monday night, the night that unites us all. Whether we're watching from our favorite chair, enjoying a little pregame snack, seeing how many points we need to win, or doing whatever we have to do to make kickoff.
And the princess says, never mind, and that's the end. That's not how the story goes.
That's how it goes tonight.
No matter what our plans are, we all know one thing. It all comes down to Monday night.
If you love the NFL and your world revolves around football, a paradise awaits. The NFL on ESPN. Our expert staff is standing by to indulge even the most obsessive fan. They'll shape your knowledge through access, insight, and analysis, and help you fully immerse yourself in the game you love. The NFL on ESPN, where fans go for football.
43 seconds remaining in regulation.
Call the play and get the first down.
What a last 3 minutes this has been. Look out.
They have to throw.
He will throw.
Smith's open.
Lobbed into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
You may not be the boss, but when you start a fantasy football league, you can feel like one. Only with ESPN's Commissioner Toolkit can you get the league inviter,
I'd like to invite you.
enforcer,
Set your lineup, Chump.
and draft report card. Sign up your league today at ESPN.com/fantasyfootball.
Insurance Network of Louisiana represents numerous top national insurance companies to provide you with all your insurance needs. Call Insurance Network of Louisiana or log on to their easy-to-use website, lainsurance.net. Take a look at the scoring drive. 4 plays, 54 yards, and just $1.59 off the clock, Renee.
17-yard score, and again, as you alluded to, Gadron Boone with his third touchdown catch out of 4 total catches for the season. Boy, what a weapon he has been, and boy, he's really done a great job. The junior out of Ocala, Florida.
Hairston, the kickoff specialist, and deep to return is Veltung and Bass for Idaho, both standing right about at the 2-yard line or so, and knowing Hairston, he'll probably pump this one out of the back of the end zone.
Veltung with 4.39 speed. You know, he gets a head of steam, and he's tough to catch. He's a danger as a punt return and kickoff return specialist.
Hairston, 10 of 17 of his kickoffs have gone for touchbacks so far this season. This one high and deep, looks like it'll be much the same. And in fact it is. So once again, Idaho will take over on its second possession on the 20-yard line. Tonight's first quarter presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Good look there at the strong leg, or the strong-legged James Hairston. Of course, 2 number 30s on the LSU roster, both Olimaw and Hairston, both kickers wearing the same number. I think just to confuse announcers.
Idaho Vandals, they came into this season with a little uncertainty at quarterback, and of course, Blackman seized that opportunity, and Bass has been injured throughout most of his career. He's looked pretty healthy tonight.
So Idaho taking over on their 25-yard line, and Bass once again gets the tote. And not much for Bass, the senior out of Corona, California.
You know, Bass only had 44 carries last year. He had injuries and illness, and again, we talked out of Arizona State, a transfer, and he had 15 carries last week against Bowling Green for 62 yards. Good balance, breakaway speed. He gained 30 pounds since he came out of high school. He's strong, compact, 213 on a 5'10" frame.
On 2nd and 8, back to pass is Blackman. Nice pass across the middle, almost intercepted. They say that it maybe, in fact, it is. Coming up with the interception for the LSU defense.
There's Ronald.
It's
Ronald Martin.
Martin, I'm sorry.
With credit, Lorenzo Phillips, outstanding freshman out of Patterson, Louisiana. Watch as Blackman drops back with pressure, and you see Blackman, Phillips hitting it up in the air, and Martin gets it right before it touches the ground. Great play by Martin. His first interception of his career, and what a great play by the freshman, true freshman, Lorenzo Phillips out of Patterson, Louisiana.
The 3rd interception of the year for LSU. And as we say, they're not saying boo, they're saying blue, as Alfred Blue gets the carry, the junior out of Hahnville High School just down the road.
And Alfred really worked on his strength. He gained 20 pounds on a 6'2", 220 pounds, and really looks good.
Blue once again shedding tacklers and down to about the 10-yard line. Blue, second straight 100-yard rushing game last week. He's really gotten out of the blocks very quickly this year as he jogs back over to the sideline.
You know, something else the running backs from LSU can boast about, a lot of games without fumbles. Spencer Ware, 209 carries without a fumble. Blue, 117 coming into the game. Hilliard, 88, and Michael Ford, 38. All those carries without a fumble. Hoping to put the bad luck on him.
First and goal from the 16-yard line. And back to the ground. And again, that one, Hilliard getting his first carry of the game. Kenny Hilliard got some pretty good bloodlines there, Renee. Take a look at the big guys up front getting the job done for LSU.
The bomb squad, as they call themselves. Great blocking up front. Lael Collins with the pull. J.C. Copeland is kind of an adopted offensive lineman, but the bomb squad, what an interesting bunch. They're very, very tight-knit fraternity.
And the pitch goes to Hilliard up the middle, and he'll make it as far as about the 7-yard line. So a pickup of 2 on the play. Scheidt in to make the tackle, the senior and leader on the Vandal defense with 2.5 tackles for losses this year. Also second leading tackler. He's got 16.
They repelled him near the goal line, and Hilliard gained, lost 10 pounds a little quicker. He's mostly a fullback. At this time last year, he was a lead blocker, much like J.C. Copeland, but he's got all the skills of an outstanding running back.
Mettenberger under center. Hilliard once again gets the football, and he's down to the 3-yard line. And a first down for LSU. First and goal to go. First quarter action. And a warm, humid night. Looks like some cramping going on down there.
That's a hamstring, perhaps, as Hilliard comes to the sidelines. On that last run, Jarvis Landry had a key block, the wide receiver out of Lutcher.
LSU returns to Tiger Stadium on Saturday, September 29th, when the Tigers host the Towson Tigers. For the latest news and game day info, log on to www.lsusports.net/gameday. Nice crowd on hand here tonight in Tiger Stadium. Good look there.
As Josh Wilford is down right now, and he's done a great job at right guard. The junior out of Dothan, Alabama. Wow, 6'7", 334. He's fills a lot of space next to Alex Hurst. Between the two of them, near 700 pounds. That's a lot of beef.
Not sure the nature of the issue. Could just be cramping, as we say. High humidity tonight, right around 90 degrees at kickoff. And so just another warm Louisiana night.
Trey Turner from St. Augustine will spell him, the redshirt freshman. Number 56 will spell Wilford at right guard, and he's got a lot of future. They think a lot of Trey Turner.
Blue and J.C. Copeland in the backfield. That is Blue, and he's got daylight in for the touchdown. Alfred Blue.
What a key block by J.C. Copeland. The 6'1", 272-pound fullback out of LaGrange, Georgia, allows Alfred Blue his second score of the season, and Mettenberger's got to feel good about that drive.
Blue came in averaging 112 yards per game, second best in the SEC. Gets his second touchdown of the year and gets some additional yards, and Alama on for the PAT, his second attempt of the night. Alama, perfect 12 of 12 on the year. And with 6:29 to go here in this opening quarter, the LSU Tigers, second ranked in all the land, have extended their lead now to 14-0. And we'll be back with more Tiger Vision after we take this local break.
It's Monday night, the night that unites us all. Whether we're watching from our favorite chair, enjoying a little pregame snack, seeing how many points we need to win, or doing whatever we have to do to make kickoff.
And the princess says, never mind, and that's the end.
That's not how the story goes.
That's how it goes tonight.
No matter what our plans are, we all know one thing. It all comes down to Monday night.
If you love the NFL and your world revolves around football, a paradise awaits. The NFL on ESPN. Our expert staff is standing by to indulge even the most obsessive fan. They'll shape your knowledge through access, insight, and analysis, and help you fully immerse yourself in the game you love. The NFL on ESPN, where fans go for football.
43 seconds remaining in regulation.
Call the play and get the first down.
What a last 3 minutes this has been. Look out.
They have to throw.
He will throw.
Smith's open.
Lobbed into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
You may not be the boss, but when you start a fantasy football league, you can feel like one. Only with ESPN's Commissioner Toolkit can you get the league inviter,
I'd like to invite you.
enforcer,
Set your lineup, chump.
and draft report card. Sign up your league today at ESPN.com/fantasyfootball.
Opening quarter. Insurance Network of Louisiana, without a doubt the best place for your auto and homeowners insurance. Insurance Network of Louisiana represents numerous top national insurance companies to provide you with all your insurance needs. Call Insurance Network of Louisiana or just log on to their easy-to-use website, lainsurance.net. And hey, when it comes to the hottest char-grilled or the coldest raw oysters around, Tiger fans know Acme Oyster House is the hometown advantage. Located on the corner of Acadian and Perkins, Acme's New Orleans-style flavor is sure to please. Acme Oyster House, born in the French Quarter and praised all over.
Oh, are they good, too? Woo!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Cher. Veltung and Bass standing back at their own goal line as you get a good look there at Les Miles, 8th season. And, of course, a couple of records on the block here tonight as Miles and his Tigers can accomplish those. But right now it's a matter of business. 14-0. The Tigers of LSU, second ranked in the country, have scored on their first two possessions. And this one taken at the goal line, that is Bass. And Bass across the 10, and he's not going much farther than that. He is swarmed over at the 11-yard line. Give him a return of 13 on that one. Good look at our scoring drive, 6 plays, 30 yards, just 2.5, and a little bit of change off the clock. And of course, Alfred Blue from out of the blue, getting his second, I should say, touchdown run of this 2012 season.
And that touchdown was helped along by sophomore safety Ronald Martin with his first interception, shrunk the field for the offense and allowed Blue to score that touchdown, putting the Tigers up 14-0.
And that interception, a thing of beauty as well after it was tipped. A very athletic interception for Martin. So on first down, facing pressure, it is Blackman. And Blackman and a gain of 1 on the play. Tonight's first quarter presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana.
You know, Benny Logan with that last tackle, Doug, and they liken him to a Michael Brockers, who was a first-round pick of the Rams, and Logan has really made some tremendous gains in a short time, and he's so much better than last year and made some tremendous strides. Better condition, he's a leader, donning that number 18 jersey, which is so valued by these Tigers.
Tigers showing blitz, quick pass to the far side, and it is incomplete. Intended receiver was Jari Level, sophomore out of Miami. And we're beginning to see Blackman facing some additional and some pretty substantial pressure.
Yeah, and the Tigers can bring 8. They rotate 8 defensive linemen, and they bring them in fresh. Tigers are chomping at the bit right now, and Blackman trying to play catch-up, trailing by 14 here with just 5.5 minutes to go here in the first.
Just one back behind him. That is James Baker, a junior out of Deerfield, Florida. And now on 3rd and 9, Blackman. And the give is to Baker, and not much for Baker there. I think everybody on LSU's defense is in on that tackle. I don't know if a few guys maybe came off the bench as well, but more than enough Tigers there to make the defensive play.
Kiki Mingo with the first contact. You see number 49, great penetration, and gets to Baker before anybody else. You see him coming through the B gap and making contact and slowing him up. The 6'2", 228-pound Baker had nowhere to go. Looked like the Tigers were playing with 12 on defense.
And Mingo coming off just limping a bit, as we see, and hopefully nothing too serious of nature.
Looks like he may have had a foot stepped on with that entourage that welcomed Baker.
Bobby Cowan, a highly regarded punter, taking care of the duties, and at his own 38-yard line, flags on the field. And that is Odell Beckham Jr. on the return, a 48-yard punt, but we'll have to wait and see the nature of the flags.
They were looking at Jalen Mills, who was trying to block for Beckham, number 28. Perhaps he may have got a hold of a white jersey.
Usually a hold or a clip.
Idaho just overran that punt that time, and Beckham had gotten past the Gunners as they got down the field.
Holding number 28 on the receiving teams. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So there it is. We've seen the explosiveness of Beckham this year, and I know Tiger fans hopeful that they see that again here tonight. 14-0. We'll be back after this network break.
Get the first down.
What a last 3 minutes this has been. Look out.
They have to throw.
He will throw.
Smith's open.
Lobbed into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
In an office like this, when one of us catches a cold, it's weird. It spreads like crazy.
John. Rob. Sage.
First one person, then two, then 10. We don't know how it happens.
You guys doing? What's up?
Maybe it's the ventilation or something. Nobody knows.
We've got huge news in baseball, in a deal that could affect the future.
This season, Jimmy Johnson knows that there's nothing more painful than losing. Not running out of fuel on the last lap. Not getting hit in the ear with a frisbee while jogging through the infield. Not getting a paper cut, then making fresh squeezed lemonade. Losing is even more painful than rescuing a baby porcupine from a thorn bush. Raising it as your own. Then releasing it back into the wild.
Goodbye, Prickle Bear.
Jimmy Johnson knows that if losing didn't hurt, winning wouldn't feel so good.
Check your local listings for the LSU Sports Radio Network affiliates in your area. 4:41 to go in this opening quarter. It's been almost all LSU, although Idaho did show a little bit of offense on their opening series of the game before the LSU defense put a clamp on it.
Yeah, they repelled that first drive, and he held them short on fourth. They went for it on fourth down and didn't quite make it, and the Tigers now set up in pretty good field shape, good field position at their own 32.
1st and 10. And that is Blue. And Blue will get maybe about 3-4 at the most.
You can see that's just a nice inside zone play running behind J.C. Copeland, and Blue kind of bounced it outside, nothing on the inside. And that's really tough to use your instincts and vision and bounce it outside, which he just did.
You see the yards per play so far, LSU averaging 8. And Idaho just a shade under 3 per play, and the scoreboard definitely reflecting that as well. 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4 by Blue. And Blue once again in the backfield, Mettenberger to throw, and there's another one of those drops. Shepard, who had that big touchdown catch on their opening series on a big play, drops that one, and that's reminiscent of last week with 5 drop passes for Mettenberger.
You know, and I talked to Zach Mettenberger about that this week, and he said even Jerry Rice from the 49ers, Hall of Famer, dropped passes. So you got to keep the confidence up of the wide receivers. He's going to come right back to Shepard shortly, and, you know, don't worry about it. 5 drops last week, move on. He doesn't lose his poise.
Just inside 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 6 for LSU. Blue and Hilliard split backs in the backfield. Mettenberger has plenty of time. Looks downfield, open receiver, and cannot connect with Odell Beckham Jr. And we'll see the punting unit for the first time tonight.
By the way, Williford back in the game, but he had good protection. Mettenberger threw the ball, and Odell Beckham kind of pulled up and was hoping it out-jump and just misread that pass, just fly to the ball, but he tried to come back a little bit and just out-jump the defender, and you know, he can do that. He's got quite a vertical, about a 40-inch vertical, but just a little too tall.
One of the best punters in the nation, Brad Wing, as he'll step in. 3 punts, averaging 54 yards per. Of course, he missed the opener with a leg injury, but looks to be back in top shape here. Veltung is deep to return for Idaho. Backtracks a bit, trying to get to the outside. Has a little bit of room, still on his feet, and run out of bounds at the 26, and a penalty flag on the play as well. A 44-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Can't fault him for the effort. I think he ran about probably 30 to get 6.
How many times you see the punter get down there and make the tackle or be in on the tackle, which Wing did? Wow, he's a tough-nosed guy.
During the return, illegal block in the back. The receiving team, number 16, half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
And let's take another look at that one, Renee. That one hurts.
Yeah, and that was a nice return, and Veltung put on some good. That was just in the back, and that's just tough as Devin Leslie, I should say, Bodrowski, the tight end,
making that block in the back. Hey, be sure to visit your local Kia dealer, All-Star Kia East or All-Star Kia Baton Rouge. Kia, a dream car for real life, combining elegance, performance, and technology. So Idaho doesn't need anything more than LSU's defense working against them. A block in the back pins them back to their own 9-yard line, where they will begin their offensive series, 1st and 10. Blackman hands it off. And down at the bottom of the pile is Bass once again. Logan and Minter in to make the tackle.
At that time, the Tigers shot a double blitz with Muncie coming off the right side and Jalen Mills off the left. And good play call by Idaho, but LSU was equal to it and stepped up in the middle as Josh Downs and Logan, along with Minter, stopped the play.
Tonight's first quarter presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. After a gain of 2, 2nd and 8, Tigers showing blitz. And penalty flags flying. Looks like some movement on the offensive line for the Vandals.
False start. Number 55 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And so the offender, Dallas Sandberg, redshirt freshman for that Idaho offensive line. 2 redshirt freshmen and a sophomore starting. And, you know, maybe every day, not so bad. Against the 2nd-ranked LSU Tigers, probably not what you want.
Well, you know, LSU's got 22 first-time players this year, 13 true freshmen, so that speaks highly of the youth they have in the Tiger program.
So now 2nd and 13, back to Bass. As the Vandals trying to get away from their own end zone. And Bass picks up about a handful there. Big Sam Montgomery, the All-American and first-team All-SEC performer just this week. He was the SEC co-defensive lineman of the week, the big guy from Greenwood, South Carolina.
You know, and he answers to the nickname Sonic. He feels like he's got a little stronger, adding 30 pounds since last season. And he promised me this year at Media Day he's going to have 15 sacks in 2012. I said, Sam, I'm a writer in the ring, buddy. I can't erase it. He said, 15 sacks this year.
Well, he's 1/15 of the way there so far. 3rd and 10 from their own 9.
I wouldn't doubt him.
And once again, it's to the ground. Bass, and nowhere to go for Bass. As that LSU defense, Kevin Minter coming up from his Mike linebacker position in there to help make the tackle.
And Minter has come so far. Last year he wasn't ready, but he steps up like a Mike linebacker, 6'2", 245, out of Sewanee, Georgia, and really put the stop on the runner, and he's done a great job. 15 tackles coming into this game, and what a great job he's done.
Odell Beckham standing exactly smack dab at midfield as he gets ready to return this punt. A mighty explosive young man. And the punt comes off. It is low and fielded at the 43-yard line. Beckham's got some room up the middle and inside the 35 to the 33. A 36-yard punt, and we'll give him 11 on the return. Young man gets some pretty good bloodlines as well. Mom, the track star. Dad, the former standout LSU Tiger.
Yes, in fact, his dad led the team in rushing in '91, and his roommate, you may have heard it, Shaquille O'Neal, was Odell Beckham Sr.'s roommate.
How about that? And comes from a pretty successful school there in the city of New Orleans that's turned out some pretty good quarterbacks, haven't they, Renee?
Newman High School.
The Manning brothers.
Yes. Newman High School. What a basketball player he was. Elliott Porter now in its center. Number 55 out of Archbishop Shaw High School.
That's Shepard getting the go on first down. And they'll spot that one at about the 29-yard line. So give Shepard a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now for Mettenberger. The University of Georgia transfer, sat in the wings last year and tonight. And this season, the spotlight is on the big 6'5", 230-pound junior. Once again to the ground. Shepard again breaking tackles to the near side, run out of bounds at the 11-yard line as Mayowa makes the tackle for Idaho. A pickup of 18 for Shepard.
Nice handoff to Shepard, inside handoff, and he's just following. Great hold by Alex Hurst. He puts on the afterburner and throws some fluid. Nice moves and a little jitterbug, explosive, very explosive, a little jello in his boots. And again, Shepard just outrunning the defense, hits the corner of the edge where he's most dangerous. Nice pickup, first down, Tigers.
And it's Blue back in the offensive backfield now. And Blue gets the call. And inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Interesting about Shepard, Renee, these are his first carries of the season. I've always felt like
the first quarter.
Always trying to find the ideal place for him and work him into the offense. It's the end of the first quarter, 14-0. The Tigers of LSU out in front, the second-ranked team in the country, and we'll be back with second quarter action from Tiger Stadium after this local break.
Another great recruiting class. Knowles are going to make some serious noise this season.
Well, not to mention, this team was 9-4 last year. So many guys back. I don't think anybody wants to play the Knowles this year.
And those uniforms, classy. Come on.
Gotta earn it, Corso.
I'm a Seminole.
No free rides.
Don't hate.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on ESPNU. Continues at 10 a.m. on ESPN.
This is SEC football. You don't cheer for your team. You live for your team. Passion is worn like a badge of honor. So everyone knows what side you're on. But also because it looks good. The SEC on ESPN collection. Proud to be SEC. Apparel and hats available at Dick's Sporting Goods or online at dicksportinggoods.com. Every season starts at Dick's.
This is more than one team versus another. It's the present versus the past. Inevitable versus improbable. Young bucks versus seasoned vets. Unhittable versus unstoppable. clutch versus lights out. Because it's not just the twilight of a season, it's when the lights shine brightest on baseball's biggest stage. Sunday Night Baseball, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Legend.
In one game, Peyton Manning made Denver a Super Bowl contender.
Rising star.
They are loaded in Atlanta.
Two of the league's best quarterbacks duel in Atlanta. Peyton Manning returns to Monday Night Football to lead the Broncos against Matt Ryan and the Falcons' aerial assault. Join Countdown at 6:30 for all the news from around the league. Then, Monday Night Football. Broncos, Falcons, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. It all comes down to Monday night.
Highlights from the first quarter now as LSU showing they can make the big play as well, Renee.
Mettenberger hooks up with Boone again, the best combo the Tigers have had this year for the third time on the opening drive for a score. And then Alfred Blue with his second touchdown. Nice block by J.C. Copeland, who's busted 30 face masks as a fullback thus far. Tigers up 14-0.
And take a look at some numbers from the opening quarter. As you can see, the Idaho first downs, Renee, came on their first series. After that, nothing.
Rushing yards, you see in favor of the Tigers, and total yards, 112 to 34, and passing yards, it's been short passing, but successful for the LSU Tigers.
And so the Tigers knocking on the door once again. As Mettenberger looking into the end zone. And the pass incomplete, actually throwing it just short of there. J.C. Copeland, the great big fullback, a converted defensive player that Les Miles has talked so much about getting him into the offense and actually throwing the ball to him. That's the first time they've done it this year.
He said he wants to work with his hands a little bit. He was a defensive tackle that had 27 sacks as a senior before converting to fullback at LSU.
Tonight's second quarter presented by Acme Oyster House, born in the French Quarter and praised all over.
Little concerned. Elliott Porter still in the game at center. Don't know if Lonergan is injured or they're just taking a long look at Elliott Porter. Southmore.
3rd and 8. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Vandals. And Mettenberger is going to try to run him down. And unsuccessful so far. And finally caught up. It is Gary Walker, the senior, coming up with a big interception on the goal line. And if not for the efforts of Odell Beckham Jr. on a 95-yard interception return, it would have been 6 points on the board for the Vandals.
And Mettenberger just stared down the receiver and just threw. He did not see where Walker had jumped in front of the pass. And again, had it not been for Odell Beckham with his 4.33 speed, Mettenberger is trying to cut him off with the pass a little bit. But Odell Beckham catches him from behind along with Boone and knock him out of bounds short of the end zone at the 5.
My, oh my, the second interception of the year for Mettenberger.
Mettenberger just kind of looked, he stared the receiver down, Doug, and that was a dead giveaway.
Purple and gold coming to life a bit in the stands. Trying to cheer the Tigers, keep the Vandals off the board. Throwing into the end zone, pass incomplete. There is a penalty flag on the play. The intended receiver down there, Michael Lagrone. And it looks like that one's going to be thrown on Luke Muncy, who was over there in coverage.
Pass interference, number 52, defense. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
And Muncy is a junior out of Klein, Texas, and has kind of taken a spot since Touch Jones is not going to be eligible this year. And he's a converted safety. A little contact there in the end zone. Muncy trying to throw his hands up, but the linen has already hit the ground.
1st and goal to go for the Vandals of Idaho. Baker gets the call, and the Tigers rising to the occasion. Leading the way, Ronald Martin, who had that interception earlier in the game.
Great surge by Sam Montgomery and Anthony Johnson, number 9. Look at this. Comes in Martin, but Montgomery allowed Martin to shoot in from the inside and make the tackle. Great play by that defense. Anthony Johnson and Sam Montgomery holding up that line.
So a loss of 2 on the play. And now 2nd and goal from the 4. Throwing into the end zone and getting the touchdown. It is Blackman getting the score for the Vandals of Idaho. And making the grab down there, Michael Ladrone.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the season, and Blackman's got to be feeling good about that. Blackman just rolls out the left-handed thrower. Little bootleg action. He throws, finds Ladrone unattended, all by himself in the end zone for the score.
Trey Farquhar handling the PAT, the senior out of Redlands, California, gets the PAT and makes it a 14-7 game. So not so fast, LSU. It's now 14-7 as the Vandals answer with a touchdown. We'll be back with more after we take this network break.
First down.
What a last 3 minutes this has been. Look out.
They have to throw.
He will throw.
Smith's open.
Lobbed into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Legend.
In one game, Peyton Manning made Denver a Super Bowl contender.
Rising star.
They are loaded in Atlanta.
2 of the league's best quarterbacks duel in Atlanta. Peyton Manning returns to Monday Night Football to lead the Broncos against Matt Ryan and the Falcons' aerial assault. Join Countdown at 6:30 for all the news from around the league. Then, Monday Night Football. Broncos, Falcons, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. It all comes down to Monday night.
This season, Jimmy Johnson knows that there's nothing more painful than losing. Not running out of fuel on the last lap. Not getting hit in the ear with a frisbee while jogging through the infield. Not getting a paper cut, then making fresh squeezed lemonade. Losing is even more painful than rescuing a baby porcupine from a thorn bush. Raising it as your own. Then releasing it back into the wild.
Goodbye, Prickle Bear.
Jimmy Johnson knows that if losing didn't hurt, winning wouldn't feel so good.
.net. Take another look. Here's the touchdown. Of course, that was after the big 94-yard interception.
And Blackman just kind of bootleg and finds his 6'2", 273-pound converted defensive end Ladrone with his first touchdown catch of the season, his 5th catch overall. And they got to be feeling good about themselves.
And there's a scoring drive, just 2 plays, 5 yards, and less than a minute to take care of business for the Vandals of Idaho. Taken at the 8-yard line. And across the 30 and a little bit more. That's Michael Ford. Don't see Ford back there handling kickoff chores too often, but he gets 29 on that return and sets LSU up for pretty good field position. Good look there at the big guy, Josh Jurasic, who's a 6th-year senior and doing a great job on the left side right now of that offensive line, Renee.
Yeah, he was kind of a coach last year as he's sitting out with an injury, and oh, what a great job. People think he's never played left tackle. You know, back in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, he played in 2008. He played left tackle, so he's not foreign to that position. He can play anywhere except maybe center, but what a great job he does. He's that ringleader up front for the bomb squad.
So Mettenberger, to redeem himself, comes right back to throwing the football. Looks left, pass complete to the near side. Beckham spins, steps out of bounds just prior to getting to midfield. A gain of 12 on the play. And so that'll be good enough for another first down for LSU.
Mettenberger is stepping back and stepping into his throw. Is, nice throw by Mettenberger, a nice catch by Beckham. And, as we alluded to earlier in the broadcast, how so many passes would drop Beckham with a couple of open drops last week against Washington, all forgiven, forgotten.
Mettenberger under center, fake handoff, looks to throw again, downfield to the far side, gets through again. Odell Beckham Jr. has another first down as he is on his way to a very big night tonight. Gain of 13 on the play for Beckham.
On a deep out, and Mettenberger with that play action, that running game opens up the play action, and Beckham with an out route. And he's really worked very hard this summer, Odell Beckham did, on his meticulous route running, his hands and things of that sort. And you know, those basketball skills, which he excelled at in high school, really help you as a wide receiver.
Mettenberger now to the ground. It's Blue as he squeezes through the middle across the 30, inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Nice hold on the right side by Elliott Porter and Josh Wilford, allowing Blue a nice run.
Just want to remind you, tonight's second quarter is presented by Acme Oyster House, born in the French Quarter, praised all over. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 now for Mettenberger and company. And it looks like delay of game, did not get the snap
delay
off.
Of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So instead of 2nd and 2, it'll be 2nd and 7 now for Mettenberger. Started his collegiate career at the University of Georgia. Things not working out there, and made his way to Butler Community College in Kansas, led the team to the National Junior College Championship. And now, 2 years removed from that, here he is, starting quarterback for the Tigers of LSU. 2nd and 7, back to the ground. That is Blue, trying to make the most of it, and not much there for Alfred Blue.
Scheit with a great play defensively for the Vandals, coming in from his weak linebacker position, number 33. Good look at him right there. The 6'1", 235-pound senior out of Hawaii with a nice play, stopping him short. Now 3rd and long, 6 for the Tigers.
LSU has scored 40 or more points in 12 of its last 16 games, leading 14-7 here.
Timeout, LSU. It's their first timeout of the half.
So Mettenberger needs to talk things over on the sideline as he makes his way back over. The 6'5", 230-pound junior, 2nd-ranked Tigers out in front 14-7. We'll be back with more from Tiger Stadium after we take this network break.
Another great recruiting class. Knowles are going to make some serious noise this season.
Well, not to mention, this team was 9-4 last year. So many guys back. I don't think anybody wants to play the Knowles this year.
And those uniforms, classy. Come on.
Gotta earn it, Corso.
I'm a Seminole.
No free rides.
Don't hate.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on ESPNU, continues at 10 a.m. on ESPN.
This is SEC football. You don't cheer for your team. You live for your team. Passion is worn like a badge of honor, so everyone knows what side you're on, but also because it looks good. The SEC on ESPN collection, proud to be SEC. Apparel and hats available at Dick's Sporting Goods or online at dicksportinggoods.com. Every season starts at Dick's.
This is more than one team versus another. It's the present versus the past. Inevitable versus improbable. Young bucks versus seasoned vets. Unhittable versus unstoppable. Clutch versus lights out. Because it's not just the twilight of a season, it's when the lights shine brightest on baseball's biggest stage. Sunday Night Baseball, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
43 seconds remaining in regulation.
All the play and get the first down.
What a last 3 minutes this has been. Look out.
They have to throw.
He will throw.
Smith's open.
Lobbed into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
X.net for more information.
Johnny Jones, he's got a lot of promise. He's going to do a great job with the hardwood team for the Tigers. You know, Mettenberger, he was a big fan of Ben Roethlisberger, Steelers fan, of course. He liked Kevin Green, but he also liked Drew Bledsoe with the Patriots. He said he liked those big, strong-arm guys like Bledsoe and Roethlisberger. And boy, he's done a good job. He's the first one in the weight room, last one out. He's become a leader and really accepted his role as a quarterback on and off the field for the Tigers.
I should say those burgers stick together. Hilliard gets the carry on 3rd and a half dozen. And that will not be enough to get a first down. So LSU looking at a 4th down situation, I would think. Renee, they may end up going for it here.
Are they going to go for a field goal?
They are. They're going to kick it. So we'll get a good look here at Drew Alamaw. One of those 2 guys that kicked the football for LSU here, number 30.
You know, Alamaw kicked a 57-yarder in practice, so he's got the leg to do it. He's 87% as a penalty flag hits the field.
Illegal substitution, offense. The 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Well, that may now take them out of field goal position.
Well, this will be a 55-yarder now, and that may be a little lengthy. So if he doesn't convert, of course, the ball will go over right there to the Vandals, and that will really shrink the field. So they have to rethink this now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bring out the punt team, and they'll have to do it pretty quickly if they do, or they're going to burn another timeout. It looks like a little confusion down on the field right now as the officials discussing some things. But as you say, Renee, this would be a 55-yard kick. The longest on the year for Alamaw is 44. He's 4 out of 5 this year. And what they'll probably do.
Well, Wing is going to kick it. And right. Wing, you know, has the leg strength. He kicked a 62-yarder into the wind last week. Certainly can do it. And he's got great placement on his punts as well. Good hang time, great placement.
Strictly a field position type situation right now as Justin Veltung stands just inside his 10-yard line. See if the Tigers can stop it. They cannot. So that one will come out, and it'll be the Vandals football on their own 20-yard line, a 38-yard punt. And, of course, it was a hope that it would be a little bit less than that. Back to Tiger Stadium in just a moment. We'll take a network break, and we'll see you in just a moment.
It's Monday night, the night that unites us all. Whether we're watching from our favorite chair, enjoying a little pregame snack, seeing how many points we need to win, or doing whatever we have to do to make kickoff.
And the princess says, never mind, and that's the end.
That's not how the story goes.
That's how it goes tonight.
No matter what our plans are, we all know one thing. It all comes down to Monday night.
If you love the NFL and your world revolves around football, a paradise awaits. The NFL on ESPN. Our expert staff is standing by to indulge even the most obsessive fan. They'll shape your knowledge through access, insight, and analysis, and help you fully immerse yourself in the game you love. The NFL on ESPN, where fans go for football.
We'll see. All right, guys. There's 1 spot left in my fantasy football league and 2 of you.
Why don't we flip a coin?
I prefer a more old-fashioned approach. 2 of you walked into this room, but only one's walking out. No! I was kidding! No, I was kidding. Tom, you're in the league. Bill, you're insane.
Start your league at ESPN.com/fantasyfootball.
7 LSU lead over Idaho mid-second quarter. Hey, Tiger fans, when it comes to quality and miles per gallon, Chevy is MVP with 10 models that get 30 miles per gallon or better, and quality that beats the competition as sure as the Tigers will beat theirs. For fuel economy and quality, shop your Lake Charles area Chevy dealers.
You know, Doug, when I look at this game here, so close right now, Tigers up 14-7. But you think back to some of the games that's got them to this point over non-conference opponents, and think back to 2004, at 22-21 overtime win over Oregon State when place kicker for the Beavers, Alexis Cerna, missed a pair of extra points to give the Tigers a chance to win. And then in 2008, a game that we did against Troy, where the Tigers came back from a 31-3 deficit and won against the men of Troy, 40-31. It's a close game right now.
Who will ever forget that one? Ryan Bass is the only running back, and throwing on first down. Blackman completes the pass. And Veltung makes the catch, and it's just a short gain on the play. They give him about 2 on the play. Tonight's second quarter presented by Acme Oyster House, born in the French Quarter, praised all over.
And Veltung is on the Paul Horning watch list as among the players that are best in all around, if you will, as receiver, punt returner, runner, and Veltung, really, really good player.
It's his 7th catch of the year. Going to the air is Blackman. That ball tipped, another interception for the Tigers of LSU. Ronald Martin has his 2nd. This one, he takes it to the house. 2 interceptions for the sophomore as he gets the Tigers the points.
Great coverage, allowing Martin, and again, this is why they have the tip drill at practice as Blackman throws it to a receiver down the field. That was just a great play, and that was Jalen Collins allowing Martin the ball up in the air, the ricochet, and he returns it all the way for a touchdown, and Martin's got to be feeling good about himself.
45 yards on that one. Alama on to poke this one through and does successfully. And just like that, 21-7, and high fives and praise for the sophomore, Ronald Martin. As, boy, that's got to be a good feeling down there.
You know, Ronald Martin is a guy at White Castle, and he's got great safety skills. Good looking at him right there. And he also, you may remember, he played 4 games on the basketball team for Trent Johnson last year, so he's got great feet, great hips. And again, Jalen Collins tipping his ball up, number 32, a redshirt freshman, and Martin is right there. Good block right there, allowing him to get down. And Anthony Johnson, number 90, look at him getting down the field along with Darryl Simon. But just a heads-up play right along the sideline. Veltung took a leap of faith there and couldn't get in, and Martin's got to be feeling good. His 2nd interception of the season, 2nd of the game.
So 2 interceptions for Martin tonight, matching the season total coming into this game for LSU so far this year.
And you know, you may remember against Georgia in the SEC title game last year, Doug, he had a breakup in the end zone, saved a touchdown. So he's come a long way, just a sophomore. What a future he has.
No question about it. 9:05 to go. The Tigers had the Vandals breathing down their neck after a Mettenberger interception and a touchdown scored thereafter by the Vandals. And just like that, it's now 21-7. As you get a look there at Hairston as he gets ready to kick off.
Tigers got to feel a little better now with the score up 21-7 with just over 9 minutes to go. And I'm sure John Chavis would like to have a big stop with the defense of 4 and out, 3 and out, and get the Tigers good field position. That last touchdown by Blackman, that had to make that offense feel good of the Vandals. And the offensive output has been very anemic for the Vandals. New offensive coordinator Jason Gesser for Idaho is trying to, different little wrinkles, and done a pretty good job. Blackman is starting to get in sync a little bit, and that quarterback position was really up in the air until the opening day.
And here's going to kick off. This one's going to be short and taken at the 7-yard line. That is Veltung. And he is smashed once he gets across the 15-yard line after a return of 12. Insurance Network of Louisiana, without a doubt, the best place for your auto and homeowners insurance. Insurance Network of Louisiana represents numerous top national insurance companies to provide you with all your insurance needs. Call Insurance Network of Louisiana or just log on to their easy-to-use website, lainsurance.net.
You know, Doug, so much is made of Brad Wing and the special teams of the Tigers. Their special teams coach, Thomas McGahee, had stints in the NFL with the Chiefs, Texans, Broncos, and the Giants during that Super Bowl team 2007. So really good coach for the special teams. That's the reason for LSU's success.
Todd Handley is in the backfield for the Vandals and gets the call. It's his first carry of 2012. And he gains 14 yards on that one.
Gash the Tigers on the left side for a nice run there. Nice pickup is.
And you see, of course, the experience for Les Miles, the road that took him to Baton Rouge, and of course all the others.
Well, you know, and the thing is, people say that you want to coach so you get to the NFL. These are the coaches that went from the NFL to LSU. Brick Haley coached the defensive line, of course. Les Miles coached the tight ends for the Cowboys.
Mike Scott on the receiving end of that one from Blackman, a gain of 15 on that play. Of course, the Vandals have thoughts of trying to put some more points on the board here before the end of this second quarter and go into the halftime in a much better position.
And Blackman finds his receiver. Nice route on the inside. Nice pickup of first down. And Scott with 8 catches coming into the game.
So another first down for the Vandals as they're near midfield. Quick pass to the far side. It is complete and to the 45-yard line. Before he is dragged down was Dion Bass. And of course, quite a few brothers on this team. Dion, the brother of Ryan.
Yes.
And he's got some family thing going on there in Idaho.
A couple of brother tandems for the Vandals. You look at Lovett right there. What a receiver. Najee Lovett. Nice drive here by the Vandals.
7.5 to go. Blackman, another quick pass and complete down to the 42-yard line.
Gonna be close for a first down. May have it. Tackled by Thel Simon. And he will get it.
Good look there at Simon from Eunice, Louisiana.
And Les Miles wanted to take this opportunity. Everybody's talking about, you know, how high the Tigers going to win by. They wanted to work on some things and move forward. You know, with the game against Auburn next week, the SEC opener. There's a lot of improvement the Tigers need in some areas.
Another first down for Idaho. Blackman, pass to the far side and complete once again as Jari Level. Sophomore out of Miami. Interesting story, just joined the team in fall camp. Transfer from El Camino Community College down in Southern California, and has certainly stepped in and done a great job for Idaho. He is their leading receiver this season.
He had 10 catches against Bowling Green for 119 yards, so he is a weapon. That was Micah Eugene coming up the strong safety blitz off the right edge, and credit Blackman for picking up the blitz and finding Lovell.
So now 2nd and 5. Blackman still has it under pressure, dumps it to the near side. It is Legrone who has another catch, including a touchdown earlier in the game, and he's down to, he'll mark that one at the 22-yard line.
And watch the heat that Blackman gets before he releases the ball. He's going to take a shot right here in the chops, and that was just standing in strong as Minter just came on him, and you know, Blackman stood tall and delivered the ball to his favorite receiver, Legrone, and nice first down pickup.
Third catch of the night for Legrone, not an easy guy to tackle. The numbers on him, 6'2" and 273 pounds.
He had 17 sacks as a senior. And North Dakota was a player of the year there.
Great athlete on both sides. Open receiver, touchdown, Idaho. It is Jari Level, and he was wide open in the end zone for the Vandals of Idaho.
Obviously a miscommunication as Darryl Simon, they're in a zone defense, and Simon just thought he'd get help over the top. He did not get it. Safety could not arrive in time, and the Vandals get on the scoreboard. Nice pitch and catch with Blackman.
Farquhar on for the PAT, and the Vandals have gotten what they had hoped for, and that is another touchdown before they head into the intermission, and once again have pulled to within 7 points.
And Blackman again, he's looking for his receiver. Just a nice move to the outside, just a go route, and a nice pitch and catch as Level And you see, boy, he's Blackman. He's excited about that as he finds level in the end zone in that zone coverage. And Val Simon just let him go, anticipating get some help over the top.
7 plays, 81 yards in less than 3.5 minutes, level on the receiving end. And Blackman on that series, a perfect 5 of 5 passing. I want to remind you to visit your local Kia dealer, Ray Brandt Kia or Sterling Kia. Kia, a dream car for real life, combining elegance, performance, and technology. Visit your local Kia dealer. So 21-14 here in Tiger Stadium, 5:34 to go, and you can see Rob Akey. He is some kind of excited, and for good reason. His Vandals have traveled a great distance here. Just the second meeting all time between these two schools. And, you know, Renee, coming into this game, Idaho is only averaging 8 points per game. And now against one of the top defenses in the country here tonight, they've scored 14.
And yeah, the Idaho fans have made the trip down here pretty happy right now. And Akey is a very emotional guy. Very emotional guy. Coming into this game, 19-45 record, 6th season in Idaho, in the Potato State. But, you know, you look at some of the quarterbacks that come from this system, Doug Nussmeier, John Freese, and Nathan Enderle, who was just released by Jacksonville. But he's got to be feeling good right now, trailing by 7 in such a venue as this. He's got to be feeling good with 5 minutes left. His Vandals have a shot here. You know, when you have a touchdown like that with just a few minutes left, it picks up the defense emotionally.
And taking that one just about 6 yards deep in the end zone is Shepard. And Shepard still on his feet across the 35. Check that, it's Ford. And Ford across. And nice return here as the Tigers looking to obviously put a little magic together here before the end of the first half.
Watch this wall. We talked about the special teams of the LSU Tigers and Chase Clement, Russell Shepard, you see with a nice block, and Luke Muncy cleaning it up, and Ford flashing at 4.4 speed, scooting up the sidelines, giving the Tigers good field position.
So Mettenberger going to work here. Just one back in the offensive backfield, and that is Blue. And the pitch goes over to Alfred Blue across the 45 and 2 near midfield. A nice pickup on the play.
Key to that play, Jarvis Landry on the right side. Boone, I should say, with a really, really nice block. And those receivers love to block. Boone and Landry and Odell Beckham. And, you know, it's been traditional with the Tiger receivers, always good blockers here.
And Mettenberger once again to the air. Blue on the receiving end, and enough for the first down. And so the Tigers get the first down across midfield with inside 5 minutes to go here in this second quarter, just leading 21-14 over Idaho.
Blue with good hands, his 5th catch of the season.
Plenty of time for Mettenberger. Pass is complete. And it's Landry, and right at about midfield, Landry's dropped there. Keener there to make the defensive play.
And watch Tuala, the middle linebacker, number 35, kind of blew this up a little bit. He really slowed things down and did a great job. Also, coming from the outside, Ted Thompson slowed things.
Ball is loose after Mettenberger is sacked. Still loose, and Blue pounces on it back at the 42-yard line. Boy, Mettenberger trying to look downfield and make a throw, and he got hit from behind, and the ball popped loose.
Mayoa came from the outside.
Timeout. Timeout, Idaho. That's their first timeout of the half.
And Mayoa just put on a speed rush on Josh Dwosik and got to the quarterback, knocking it loose, and luckily the Tigers got it back. Alfred Blue, Johnny on the spot, but boy, Mayoa really put on a speed rush and got to the outside.
Yeah, thing just squirted through the hands of Dwosik, and fortunately Blue in the right place at the right time. So 3:59 remaining here. Second quarter, LSU facing a third and very long 21 right now, and leading the Vandals of Idaho 21-14.
Tiger fans not happy with this score thus far, 21-14. They really thought Tigers would be up by a monumental score and start bringing in some fresh jerseys. But Tigers really need to work on some things offensively and defensively. And the Vandals, look at that, a lot of happy faces right now.
Speaks for itself, does it not? Tonight's second quarter presented by Acme Oyster House, born in the French Quarter and praised all over. Got a few Vandal fans in the house. And definitely plenty of LSU fans. Lou and Hilliard, the backs for LSU. Mettenberger looks to throw. Pressured and brought down at the 39-yard line. And I'll tell you, Renee, Idaho really up for the challenge so far here tonight.
Mayoa with his second sack. He's got 3.5 on the season, and Mayoa is that speed rush specialist. You can see him crashing in from the outside, and again, he's giving Josh Dworsik his hands full. Hilliard tries to block him, but he gets past Hilliard and past Josh Dworsik on Mettenberger before you know it.
Veltung is back. This one is a low driving punt, taken at the 15-yard line. Veltung swarmed over and driven back to the 10-yard line. Landry there leading the coverage on special teams.
Jarvis Landry, not only is he an outstanding receiver, he missed 29 practices last year. That's the reason he really didn't do as much as he'd like to. But even though he was blocked in the back, Jarvis Landry, with great coverage, was in on the tackle, and aiding him was Deion Jones, a freshman out of Jesuit. So credit Jones and Landry with outstanding coverage on that punt.
So the Vandals will have it at their own 12-yard line. And 3:18 remaining here, and you see some of the stoic faces in Tiger Stadium. That's right. And, you know, these games lend themselves sometimes, Renee, to a little bit of a letdown. Next week, LSU taking on Auburn as they get into the thick of SEC play. Blackman and his troops, and to the outside and to the near side, picking up about a half dozen. That is Todd Handley, a redshirt freshman out of Riverside, California. Tackled by Martin. And of course, Martin with a huge night so far tonight. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. And I've got to think right now, Renee, if Idaho goes into the break just down 21-14, they'd be happy. They'd love to just run the clock out on this series.
Well, certainly Blackie would like to come away with the score here.
Tipped, almost intercepted again. Are you a bit surprised that they've gone to the air, Renee?
Well, no, not really. And Barrow, the graduate from John Ehret High School in New Orleans, steps up front of that, almost intercepted.
Before the snap, false start, offense. All the players were not set. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
So that'll push the Vandals back. 5 more. Take a look at the left side of the offensive line here.
That was Cody Ellens, was moving prematurely.
And so now 2nd and 12 from their own 10-yard line.
And it's come to life a little bit in the end zone.
And another whistle and penalty flag.
Premature movement again, it appears.
False start, offense number 55. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And that end of the stadium is where all the students are, Doug. There's a lot of noise down there. Sounds like an airplane with the noise. Wow.
Kind of like the students' version of the flyover we had before the game. There you see the penalties. Pretty even here tonight. Both teams with 4. And 2:17 and counting here. And this is about the most we've heard from the crowd here tonight. Blackman under center, and 3 consecutive plays where we've had penalties. That time, I think it was LSU jumping across and making contact. But it might be the 3rd consecutive false start.
It looked like...
Put your money down on this one.
It looked like LeGrone may have moved prematurely. We'll see.
False start, offense number 52. After reaching to the goal. Still second down.
The good news for Idaho, Renee, is if they keep doing this, there's only so far back they can go.
I didn't see A.J. Jones, but I did see a LeGrone move. Yeah,
right here on the right-hand side.
They said A.J. Jones, the right guard. Didn't see him, but I saw LeGrone. It's kind of tough when you're 273 pounds trying to move forward and put it in reverse right away.
Pinned back toward their own end zone right now. Second and a whole bunch. And to the ground they go. Someone on the Vandals lost their helmet and will have to come out for a play.
That was A.J. Jones, who was flagged for the penalty in the previous play.
Jones has to go out for one play.
Timeout. It's their second timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
And of course, a new rule this year.
And you know, the thing is now, if the Tigers can be successful on this third down, they'll get excellent field position with just about a minute and a half to go. And there'll be about a minute and a half to go in the first half. And 90 seconds should give the Tigers ample time to at least get into field goal position.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have a nice chat with Joe Oliva, Vice Chancellor and Athletic Director for the Tigers. Really got some great things going on here at LSU, and he'll bring us up to speed on all of that.
You know, we've been talking about the defensive backfield, Doug, and Ronald Martin and some of the other guys. But, you know, John Chavis, the defensive coordinator for the Tigers, his specialty is defensive backs. He's turned out Eric Berry at Tennessee, and, of course, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, and Mo Claiborne in Tiger Town. So defensive backfield, even though young right now, that's his specialty.
So just a minute 47 before the half, LSU's defense, which has risen to the occasion tonight. That young man right there. Ronald Martin, 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. If not for that.
Good tie score.
So 21-14, Les Miles. Spoke with him before the game. So just wants to see good continual improvement out of his team. I don't know if he's seen that in all phases so far here tonight. Third and mighty long. And nowhere to go but forward progress. We'll put that one at the 1-yard line. They're not going to call that a safety. But great defensive pursuit. Anthony Johnson leading the charge.
LSU, that's their final timeout of the half. That'll be a 30-second timeout.
Interesting, Renee, that they would use the timeout now.
Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 1 minute 41 seconds. 1 minute 41 seconds.
So the LSU Tigers here just a minute and a half away, trying to make something happen here before the half. I've got to think they're a bit surprised, and I was a little surprised also, Nick, if they went and used the timeout right now, they might need it there in the final seconds of this first half.
95 seconds to go, so you certainly want to use all the time you get to try to save it.
So punting from deep in his own end zone right now is Bobby Cowan. He's a good one, a Ray Guy watch, and he gets off a pretty nice high punt. That one's going to be taken right at midfield by Odell Beckham Jr. to the near side as he squirts out of bounds. Inside the 40, they'll spot it at the 39, a 10-yard return, a 48-yard boot by Cowan. And so now a minute 33 remaining here in this opening half. And the Tigers of LSU up 21-14, but a chance to put more points on the board.
Tigers now at their own, at the Idaho 39-yard line.
And Mettenberger, you see his numbers on the night. Backs to his sides and under pressure, gets it unloaded to Blue. Mettenberger hit hard right as he connects on that pass. A gain of 9 and just a hair short of the first down. So 2nd and 1 now for Mettenberger as the time and the clock continues to roll, and it will do so unless the Tigers can get it out of bounds. Mettenberger looking for money. Downfield pass complete. Landry, is he inbounds? Yes, indeed he was. I should say Shepard making the catch. Shepard coming up with a nice grab on the far sideline, and he's at the 7-yard line. And the Tigers threatening to score here with just seconds to go.
And Mettenberger throws a laser right here to Shepard, only where he can catch it on the outside shoulder on the out route, and Shepard comes up with another big play, putting the Tigers in field position. Great field position.
As you see, the Tigers no timeouts remaining. 45 seconds on the clock. 1st and goal to go from the 7. Mettenberger looking into the end zone. Pass to the near side, open receiver. Touchdown, and that time it is Landry. Mettenberger to Landry, touchdown Tigers. LSU getting it back on a short field and taking care of business in the final seconds here of this first half.
And he really carved up that defense. Mettenberger, all pass. Nice throw right here on the outside to Landry, and what a fingertip catch he makes. The sophomore at Lutcher High School.
The 11th catch of the year for Landry, his first touchdown catch of the year. Alama takes care of PAT business, and 28-14, just what the Tigers wanted and needed before the half.
And Mettenberger was in his zone here, all passing, all completions, and a good pass protection on the left side. And boy, I tell you, that was a great catch by Landry in the corner of the end zone. Good move, post-corner move, post-corner, and the quarterback bit Landry with a great catch. Look at the pass protection as Hilliard and Copeland give him protection. Landry again, that's full extension there. On that was 3 plays, 39 yards, all passes, 56 ticks, 7-yard touchdown toss to Jarvis Landry.
Sets the Tigers up pretty good to go into halftime. They'll need to make sure they take care of business here in the final 37 seconds, but you've got to give credit where credit is due, as Coach Akey and his Vandals have come in here, have not been intimidated by the largest crowd that they've been in front of this season and will be in front of this season, and they've played some exceptional football, taken care of some great opportunities and taken advantage of others.
They really have, Doug, and the thing is that they really pushed the Tigers to the limit. Tigers up 28-14 right now, but remember that interception return by Ronald Martin was huge. Had it not been for that, Tigers would be really, right now, be a tight situation. You got to credit Idaho, and they got to be feeling good about themselves right now.
There you see the LSU offense scoring on 13 of 23 possessions this season, leading the SEC in drive efficiency. You know, 28 points at the half. Ordinarily, you'd say, hey, it was a successful first half. Granted, it was. Also, one of those scores came from the defensive side. I think the big question tonight has been the mistakes that have led to Idaho's successes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, that blown coverage down on the in the end zone where Thal Simon just did not get help over the top, and that touchdown really was big in this game.
Bass and Veltung back to return, and that one's taken at the 1 by Veltung. And he's across the 15, run out of bounds at about the 17-18-yard line. And how about the Hairston down there making the tackle? Gotta like that. There is a penalty flag. Kickers love making tackles, though.
Oh, man, I tell you. And the Tigers have some tough kickers with the guys they have, Hairston and Wing and
Alama.
You know, right now, Mettenberger, 9 out of 13, 117 yards, a pair of touchdowns, and 1 interception. But he's done a pretty good job thus far. And, you know, Wood, he was in a zone this previous possession.
During the return, holding on the receiving team, number 85, half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, first down.
Good look there at Hairston. 6'1", 220-pounder.
Out of Dallas, Texas, Hairston really done a great job for the Tigers.
So with 30 seconds remaining here in the opening half, Les Miles and his Tigers look to be going into the intermission up 28-14.
They're looking for a kneel down here. They're not going to try anything. Inside their own, down by their own goal, they're going to kneel it down and just get out of here with trailing by 14.
Dominique Blackman has to be pleased as his Vandals, as we say, heading into the half, down just 14, and on 2 occasions have closed to within 7 points. Rob Akey and his Vandals, a happy bunch right now as we head into the intermission. Les Miles and his Tigers up 28-14. Haven't seen the best of them. And of course, as we say, it's been just a couple of miscues really for LSU, Renee, that have kind of put them in a tough situation. We'll be back with halftime. It's 28-14 here at Tigers Stadium. Here to start things off in the second half. There's the possessions for LSU. And you can see not a single drive more than 6 plays.
You know, Mettenberger certainly wants to come out and be interesting to see what the first couple of plays may be. I'm sure it'll be a safe play, but Mettenberger's got to get back in sync. Pretty good game thus far, 9 out of 13 for 117 and a pair of scores.
Mettenberger under center will throw on first down. Pass to the near side, Blue across the 40. Nice second effort. And a nice pickup of 9, so it'll be second and just 1 now for LSU.
And we talked about Alfred Blue. His second cousin was George Jefferson. I don't know if people realize that. He's become a complete back. He's not just a guy, a speed guy. Good receiver, good blocker, can run between the tackles.
And once again, Blue gets the carry across midfield. Not quite. They're going to say he made it down to about the 49-yard line. Blue a little slow to get back up.
May have got the wind knocked out of him. He came down kind of hard. Look at his leg, maybe favoring his left leg right now. So Kenny Hilliard scoots into the game, take his place.
Tonight's third quarter presented by Capital One, the official bank of LSU athletics.
And Kenny Hilliard was the official scorer last year for the Tigers. Every time he got in the red zone, you can bet that Kenny Hilliard was going to get the ball.
Mettenberger feeling the pressure, stepping back. And now he'll tuck it in and scramble and slide to midfield. So after all that, give him about a gain of 1.
When he came out of junior college, he had some opportunities to go to some schools like Alabama, Arizona, Cincinnati, Louisville, and Ole Miss. He chose the Tigers, much to the delight of Les Miles, as you see them addressing Alfred Blue's injury. But, Mettenberger really has come a long way, and he's he dropped some weight. He was a little heavier when he first arrived, but he's really come a long way, especially in the film room.
6'5" and 230 pounds. Mettenberger gives to Hilliard, trying to find some room to the outside. No way, Jose. Aaron Grimes, the senior coming up from the left cornerback position, makes the tackle for the loss.
And you can credit Monga with kind of breaking this up a little bit. Number 55, he slowed it out, strung it out, and allowed his teammates. He just kind of strung it out. You see he stripped the interference and allowed his teammates to string it out and make the tackle for a loss. So nice play. Good look right there. Aaron Grimes.
And you talk about Monga, and boy, talk about an off-season for him. We'll get a shot of him as we get an opportunity to, and we'll talk about that. Mettenberger, pass incomplete to Ford on the near side. You talk about Monga, number 55 for Idaho on this defense, changed his number in the offseason to number 55, and that, Renee, was to honor his cousin, Junior Seau, who so tragically passed away here just a few months ago.
And he was also related to Moise Tutupu, also a former USC Trojan, and that was nice to honor him with wearing his jersey number. From La Mesa, California, home of Monga.
Wing, punting. And a boomer. And that one's going to go out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Pretty punt, just what the Tigers ordered. 47 yards on the punt for Wing. And we'll be back to Tigers Stadium in a moment after this network break.
In an office like this, when one of us catches a cold, it's weird. It spreads like crazy.
John.
Rob.
Sage.
First one person, then two, then 10. We don't know how it happens.
You guys doing? What's up?
Maybe it's the ventilation or something. Nobody knows.
We've got huge news in baseball, in a deal that could affect the future.
Legend.
In one game, Peyton Manning made Denver a Super Bowl contender.
Rising star.
They are loaded in Atlanta.
Two of the league's best quarterbacks duel in Atlanta. Peyton Manning returns to Monday Night Football to lead the Broncos against Matt Ryan and the Falcons' aerial assault. Join Countdown at 6:30 for all the news from around the league. Then, Monday Night Football. Broncos, Falcons, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. It all comes down to Monday night.
This season, Jimmy Johnson knows that there's nothing more painful than losing. Not running out of fuel on the last lap. Not getting hit in the ear with a frisbee while jogging through the infield. Not getting a paper cut, then making fresh squeezed lemonade. Losing is even more painful than rescuing a baby porcupine from a thorn bush. Raising it as your own. Then releasing it back into the wild.
Goodbye, Prickle Bear.
Jimmy Johnson knows that if losing didn't hurt, winning wouldn't feel so good.
They needed to do. And they've got Idaho pinned back near their own end zone here on the first possession of this third quarter from the Vandals. Idaho 0-2 coming in after a hard-fought loss at Bowling Green last Saturday. And the give is to Bass. Bass still on his feet across the 25 to the 28-yard line. And good speed for the transfer from Arizona State as he kind of kicked it into gear and slid past the LSU defensive secondary and into the secondary.
We talked about how he gained 30 pounds. He just bowled over Eric Reed for a nice pickup on that first down run by Bass.
You see the possession chart for Idaho, and you can see not a lot of movement, but they've really done the right things at the right times to capitalize here against LSU tonight. Give to the near side, and that is James Baker, the junior out of Deerfield, Florida, and not much room for him as Minter steps up to make the tackle for LSU.
And Minter, you know, he's an interesting guy. He came to LSU because of John Chavis and because of the linebacker reputation that LSU has. He can play all three linebacker spots, and that really, really helps because not only can he fill in, but he knows what everyone needs to do their responsibilities. And the junior really has stepped up major this year.
Second and 13, and the pass overthrown to the far side as Blackman missing the target. I want to remind you tonight's third quarter presented by Capital One, the official bank of LSU athletics.
Now Simon, another cornerback that they have a lot of hope for here at Tigers, a junior out of Eunice. He was a full-year starter at Eunice, and big, tall, 6'3", 187. What a talent he is.
Good look there at Dominique Blackman coming into the game, completing 81% of his passes. His first career start last week was a big one. 0 for 4 on third downs. Tonight, another turnover. LSU coming up with the football. Will it be for a touchdown? And the answer is yes. LeVar Edwards coming up with the football and taking it 22 yards to the house for the LSU Tigers touchdown.
LeVar Edwards, what a story he is out of Desire Academy, Gretna, Louisiana, who came to the Tigers. The reason why he wears number 89, he thought he'd be a tight end. He knows what to do when he gets his hands on the ball and brings it back. Broke a tackle, and LeVar Arrington, and when he steps up and spells Mingo or Sam Montgomery, there's no drop-off for the defensive end senior out of Desire Street.
Well, we'll officially call it 23 yards, and that puts LSU up 34, and now Alama makes it 35 to 14. So the
350, he's going to be a good one.
Mettenberger leading the offense. That's Hilliard. And Hilliard, nice chunk, and breaks free as well. Inside the 35, can he outrun the Vandals? And the answer is yes. Hilliard, 71 yards. How did he get through for the touchdown? Wow. I don't know how that happened. I thought the Vandals had Kenny Hilliard after a gain of about 5 or 6, but he squirted through, and he was off to the races, 71 yards to put the Tigers up now 41 to 14. And talk about explosiveness. LSU has just blown up in the second half.
What a run by Kenny Hilliard, losing those 10 pounds. Sure gave him a little speed, didn't it?
Need to see that one again. I do not know how he got through as Alama punches that one through. We've got to see that one from like an end zone angle. 71 yards. Kenny Hilliard, the sophomore out of Patterson, looking like Dalton Hilliard there too.
And he ran for 106 touchdowns. He just runs over the safety. That's bad. And I tell you what, he keeps on going. Nice little move right here. Just sidesteps the safety, keeps on going. That is a lot of speed for a 6 foot, 231 pounds. Great blocking by La'el Collins. But Hilliard did a lot of this on his own, running over a would-be tackler and just running away from the competition. And chasing him was Sabi. But look at this, coming right into your TV set. And Hilliard lowers the boom, lowers his shoulder, and he's running downhill. Explosive run. He shows he's not just a power back, but has a lot of speed and juice. Wow, what a nice run by Kenny Hilliard.
Boy, Tad Thompson was actually the defender who popped Hilliard just about 5 or 6 yards into that run. These Vandals wear a lot of the same numbers. So we got matching numbers on offense and defense. It's Tad Thompson, the strong safety, and Hilliard just bounced right off and knocked him down, and as we say, off to the races, Renee.
He was a 3-time 3A state champ, state MVP in Louisiana at Patterson High School.
Some good bloodlines as well, a relative of the former NFL and New Orleans Saints standout, Dalton Hilliard. Louisiana Cat is a proud sponsor of LSU athletics. Louisiana Cat, your statewide Caterpillar dealer.
You know, Hilliard's averaging 7.2 yards per carry. Alfred Blue coming into the game 7.5. That's pretty stout when you got a couple of backs averaging over 7 yards per carry. And that run is going to help us average immensely in this game.
You're not kidding. 6 carries now, 83 yards for Hilliard. Of course, 72 of those came just moments ago.
And that's got to really suck the air out of that Idaho defense. We'll see if the offense can respond. Blackman, who signed with Washington and then transferred to Old Dominion before transferring to Idaho. As you said, got a second start, and he's looked pretty good tonight, I must say.
So Hairston to handle the kickoff duties. And that one taken at the goal line. And out across the 10, spinning and swarmed over at about the 12-yard line by the LSU special teams tonight, which has put forth an outstanding effort. Tonight's third quarter presented by Capital One, the official bank of LSU athletics.
Seth Fruit from Notre Dame High School came up with the stop. Another special teams dynamo. And boy, I tell you, LSU takes such pride in being on a covering kicks, covering punts, things like that. And a lot of players here have made careers. Steve Rehaus comes to mind. Guys who've made careers covering kicks.
What about Renee Nato?
Put him in the same category as Steve Rehaus, I'll say that.
And to the ground on first down. And maybe a couple of yards down there as Bass can't find a seam. There have not been a lot of them tonight.
You know, Benny Logan has worked on a lot of things, but his hands and quickness, as you get a look at Les Miles, Benny Logan's worked on his hands and quickness and anticipating the snap and anticipating where the ball is going. His favorite player is Justin Tuck, but Benny Logan credits Drayton Evans, former LSU Tiger, now with the Colts, in helping him kind of learn the ropes and become the player he is.
Baker, the lone back right now for Idaho. On 2nd and 10 to the air, and the pass well short. I think a receiver ran a wrong route, or Blackman just read that one wrong, because there was no Vandal receiver anywhere nearby.
LSU does a good job of disguising their defense, maybe confusing Blackman a little bit. Sam Montgomery that time picking up receiver coming off the line, and Sam, just an example, he used the skills of covering the receiver. Ronald Martin, big night. Couple interceptions, went for a touchdown. Boy, what a big night he's had.
3 interceptions in all for LSU tonight. 3rd and 10. As Handley in the backfield, but definitely a throwing situation for the Vandals. Under pressure, drops it off across the middle, and enough to get a first down as Handley makes the reception and makes a nice run afterward. Gain of 17 on the play.
That's a good play call.
And the first 3rd down conversion of the night for the Vandals in 6 previous tries.
You want to slow down a pass rush, a little screen pass, Brooke. That was a nice play call at the right time.
Back to the air, short drop, and Blackman's pass is complete as Veltung makes the grab.
Well, it was a nice tackle by Jalen Mills that time, the freshman. And boy, they say he takes a pad and pencil everywhere he goes, always taking notes, always asking questions, and he gets better every day. One thing he prides himself on, he's not a big guy, 6'1", 185, but he likes to jam the receiver. He's strong enough to do that, works on it very, very well, and he makes tremendous advances, very confident. Makes a mistake, Doug, moves on to the next day and lets it behind him. You know, he's got a short memory, a good mark, and a good cornerback.
Handley the lone back. And instead, passing situation complete to LeGrone. LeGrone's had his hand on the football plenty here tonight. And they'll spot that one right about 38-yard line.
Looks like about a yard short of the first down for the Vandals. Blackman is delivering the ball very quickly. He's kind of tough to get to. The Tigers have not.
And that'll be enough for a first down as Clayton Hami makes the catch and moves the stick. So a couple of 3rd down conversions for Blackman and the Vandals here in this 3rd quarter.
Hami is only his 2nd catch of the season. He was a 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver. Arrives here and they put 45 pounds on him and say, you're a tight end. But he's done a good job blocking and showed some good hands there.
Blackman completing 18 of 24 for 131. 3 interceptions have done him in so far tonight. And that pass complete to the near side as Jaree Level makes the grab.
Again, Blackman showing strong in the pocket. He's going to get hit here, and he just stays in there as Rasco and Aguirre just unload on him, and he completes the pass. That shows a lot of confidence, a lot of toughness.
2nd down and 2, no backs behind Blackman. Tigers showing blitz, and we've got whistles and flags.
Before the snap, false start. Number 55 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
No shortage of those for the Vandals tonight, right before the end of the 2nd quarter, just before the half. Idaho committed, 3 in a row?
Yep, and that's the 2nd one on Dallas Sandberg, the former shot putter out of Prescott Valley, Arizona. Les Miles has to feel a little bit better about what his team has done here, but you know, you don't want to count on defensive touchdowns. They've gotten 2 interceptions for scores here, but it doesn't make a difference how you win the games, but he wants a little more productivity out of his offense.
Handley In the backfield, pass incomplete across the middle. Scott, the intended receiver. Nice job by the LSU defensive secondary.
Eric Reed with the
that
hit.
one away.
Eric Reed, and you know, Ronald Martin was ready for his second touchdown as Eric Reed unloaded on him, and that was a questionable call there. It's incomplete. Les Miles trying to politic a little bit. Can we take a look at that, Mr. Official?
So 3rd and 7 now. Handley, the lone back. Blackman. Pass complete, and it's Handley once again. He's thrown to his backs quite a bit here tonight. A lot of that short stuff over the middle, Renee, has been successful for Idaho.
And he's beating the pressure with those short, quick tosses. That's a nice game plan for Coach Rob Akey. Good look at him right there. And they're banging on the door of another opportunity for a first down.
Officials discussing, but it would appear as though they've come up about a yard short.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 players were in motion, did not get set. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
As the official bank of LSU Sports, Capital One Bank, extremely proud to cheer on our beloved Tigers in every game and every sport from the entire Capital One family. Go Tigers! Capital One Bank, the official bank of LSU Athletics.
You know, Dominic Blackman may not have the strongest arm, but he was 30 out of 37 for 352 yards against Bowling Green, and doesn't make a difference how long the pass is, Doug. It's how far the play goes, and he may have a 5-yard completion, goes to 70 yards.
So now 3rd and 12, and another flag has been thrown, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one another false start.
False start. Number 79 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Spencer Beal, a 319-pound sophomore. A little early movement down there.
You know, sometimes there's things that LSU could be doing to confuse them, and also Blackman may be changing the snap count a little bit, trying to confuse LSU, but he may be confusing his own offensive lineman with the snap count or going in a longer count. Not sure.
So now 3rd and 17. Blackman, short drop, pass is complete, and across the 45, they'll mark it at the 46-yard line. Love it on the receiving end, and not enough for the first down. So we will expect to see the punting unit for the Vandals.
And Jalen Mills shot off the edge with a little pressure, but again, Blackman beats the rush with a completion. Not enough for a first down, but did show a lot of chutzpah, if you will.
Chutzpah, I like that.
You know, Blackman, he's a big guy, Doug, but he was a good basketball player, and he thought that's where his future lied until, you know, somebody said, once you try taking some snaps at quarterback.
Beckham standing down on about the 14-yard line, getting ready to get a return. Hasn't had a great one so far tonight. That one a fair catch, so we won't see it on that one. The explosive Odell Beckham Jr. 41-yard punt. That off the foot of Bobby Cowan. Some big guys on that offensive line, Renee, and one of the biggest, would you not say, in the country?
It's the biggest in the SEC, second biggest. They average 322.8 pounds per man. You know, and Utah's the biggest in the country. Wisconsin right behind them, which is historically always has a big lineman. You know, the offensive line has shrunk, if you can believe that, the last few years. We'll talk about that in a second.
And Shepard, the ball carrier for LSU. As we are now inside 3 minutes to go. Good look at the big guys up front. Renee, I understand that Air Force and Army are amongst the smallest, and my spin, Renee, on the Air Force,
well, when you run that,
well, they fly, and it's weight restrictions.
Well, when you run that veer and that option, you got to have small linemen. Let me just say something quick and interesting about the offensive linemen. They call themselves the bomb squad. And every day at practice, they put their hands together, and before they break the huddle, they say, bomb squad, on two, tick, tick, boom. And that's their cheer. It's the offensive linemen, a close fraternity, a lot of camaraderie in that offensive line. They cover each other a lot, and you really got to be a special player to be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, different breed.
Different breed. But,
yeah, no question. Jarvis Landry there making the reception, the young sophomore out of Lutcher High School. I want to remind you, tonight's third quarter is presented by Capital One, the official bank of LSU athletics. Ford in the backfield there with Mettenberger, and he gets the give. To the far side, penalty flag on the play, and spins it across the 45 to about the 46-yard line, but you can almost bet your bottom dollar it's going to be a holding penalty on LSU.
Holding, number 78 offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Just talking about Badal Alexander, big freshman.
Yeah, only weighs, he's one of the small guys, isn't he?
350. You know, and the thing is, he's
right.
out of Buford, Georgia. When he came to LSU, when he committed to LSU, Doug, it was between Alabama and LSU, but he told me as a 3-year-old, he lived in New Orleans. He moved to Georgia. He was always an LSU guy, and it's kind of tough to hide a 6'6", 350 frame, but his family are hardcore LSU people, so it was never much doubt as where he was headed to college. Good looking right there, and boy, he's got a great future, and 600-pound squat. He's a freshman.
You know, we call a shot of him full screen.
Look at his birthday, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yes.
It's like his birth certificate. He's a big one.
Yeah, that he is. So second and long now after the penalty for LSU. Mettenberger, maybe a broken play, maybe not. That is Hilliard, and he squirts across the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Hilliard becoming more of a complete back. He was more of a blocking fullback last year at this time. You saw evidenced by the nice run he made, that 71-yard scamper for a touchdown earlier this quarter.
And Mettenberger looking big time deep, throwing downfield. Got the receiver, it's Beckham. And yes, it is a catch. Odell Beckham Jr., man, talk about a circus over-the-shoulder catch. That was huge for a gain of 47.
And Odell Beckham flashing some big-time wheels on a go route. Mettenberger, what a great touch throw. Watch this, 30 yards through the air, make it 40 yards, 45 yards, and this is an unbelievably tough catch by Beckham.
Back to live action to the near side. Landry has the reception. He's run out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So LSU once again on the move offensively. It's been a big second half, and now LSU, by virtue of what they've already accomplished, 40 or more points in 13 of their last 17 games. Mettenberger, now Beckham again, and no gain on the play.
Mettenberger, who boasts an 85-yard toss. He can throw the ball 85 yards in the air, but it's not so much about how far he can throw it, Doug. You know, what that tells me is when a guy can throw it that far, he can put a little zip on his out routes and the 30 and 40-yard outs and things like that. That was great touch and really an outstanding throw.
Timeout, Idaho. It's their first timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
So just seconds remaining here in this third quarter, and LSU once again threatening to score. LSU's Les Miles and his crew really putting the offense together here in the second half. We've seen some big plays, and the defense has been very solid. Another look here at Odell Beckham's big catch.
And just a go route, and he's looking over his shoulder. This is extremely tough to look over your shoulder and make the catch.
And Mettenberger's reaction, just another day at the office.
14 for 19, 191 yards for Mettenberger. What a nice night he's had, and a couple of nice catches. None bigger than that one right there by Odell Beckham. And that's got to be a confidence booster after all the drops last week.
Well, Renee, they put a score on the board here. Let's just assume this. How soon do you think we get a chance to see Stephen Rivers? I think a lot of people out there would love to get a look-see at him.
I'm guessing. I'd still think that Mettenberger would come in again. It's a few ticks away for the end of the third quarter. I think you'll see him in the first series of the fourth quarter, and perhaps Rivers may come in after that.
Hilliard, the lone tailback, I should say, but one of two obviously back there. Pass is complete to the near side and still on his feet. What great effort by Jarvis Landry as he drags about 3 defenders down to the 1-yard line and gets covered in chalk in the process, but all worth the effort as the Tigers knocking on the door once again.
Jarvis Landry, a guy who took number 80 because of the history of Tolliver, but what a knock by Mettenberger. He took it and delivered the pass and still delivered the completion. But we're talking about Landry. Wears number 80 because of his predecessors, Dwayne Bowe and Terrence Tolliver.
And Hilliard in the end zone loses the football, but I think they say touchdown. And yes, indeed. Kenny Hilliard, his second touchdown of the night. That one of a shorter variety, but it puts LSU up 48-14.
And his 6th touchdown of the season, so he's leading the team in that category. Nice blocking on the left side of the line and interior line allow him to break the plane to the end zone.
Hilliard came into the game, number 3 in the SEC.
Carter's still in the game. Hurst, Lael Collins, still in the game for the Tiger offensive line.
I want to remind you, tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Verizon. To the air, and the pass is complete. And it's Shepard on a gain of 13.
Tough catch by Shepard, showing some very good hands in the first quarter, and another tough catch here on a slant pattern. The Shepard had to reach back and make an athletic grab. Nice catch.
And how about that? At 49-14, they're doing the no huddle thing. Pass complete to the far side. Someone loses the helmet. As coming up with the grab is Terrence McGee, as the sophomore gets his first reception of 2012.
And McGee, who was converted from a running back, and David Savi took the worst of that hit, and McGee has really flashed some skills as a wide receiver, converted to such a crowded backfield, moved him off the wide receiver to get him on the field, and the sophomore from Franklinton shows some good skills.
So now 2nd and 3 for LSU. Mettenberger from the shotgun and back to the ground, and nowhere to go for Jeremy Hill, as Jeremy Hill gets his first carry of 2012. The redshirt freshman out of Redemptorist High School right here in Baton Rouge.
Much celebrated arrival of Jeremy Hill, and he's got some skill with 6'2", 235. Boy, he is a pounder. And all these, you look at him right there. He can do it all. They think he can be a very special back for the Tigers. He can do it all. Power, speed, good blocker, good receiver.
Connor Neighbors also in the offensive backfield for LSU. Once again, it's Hill. And he'll run out of bounds. Good enough for the first down. And you can see what an incredible high school career he had, Renee.
Over 36 touchdowns his senior year, and that's great. Over 7.5 yards per carry, 2,260 yards, and boy, he can be a special player. And it's been tough getting on the field with all the talent in that backfield.
It is unbelievable. We call it a bevy of backs for LSU. Once again, it's Hill.
Blocking for him is Connor Neighbors, and I don't know if people recognize that name. He kind of changed tradition by coming to LSU. His brother Wesley plays at Alabama. His dad was a center there, and his granddad, the late Billy Neighbors, was a college Hall of Famer. All played for the Crimson Tide, and there he is, good looking at him right there. Connor Neighbors out of Huntsville, Alabama, 5'11", 236. And it's kind of tough when Alabama plays LSU with his family. Who they cheer for?
I think it's going to be, well, I'll give you an answer. Hill, once again, nice leap as he is inside the 5-yard line, showing some great athleticism. I think the answer there is going to be LSU, Renee.
Well, when it comes time, but that's a nice block by Connor Neighbors down the field, but also a nice block by Russell Shepard down the field, allowing Hill to almost score, as I would anticipate they'll give to Hill right here to see if he can punch it in.
This the 10th play of the drive, and I'm going to venture to say that's the longest drive for LSU tonight. And guess who? It's Hill. And he tumbles into the end zone, touchdown. Little gymnastics there to get into the end zone. Hill gets another score for LSU to make it a 55-14 game.
Watch this block by Russell Shepard, number 10 on the edge. A very difficult block. Jeremy Hill, kind of neighbors, but, well, you can't, right there. He just stayed with his man long enough and kept them on the line of scrimmage on the goal line where Hill just went airborne to get into the end zone. But Shepard did a good job occupying his man.
Aleman has had a busy leg tonight and contributes once again. And so LSU, which in the first half just could not shake these pesky Vandals, have done so in the second half, 55-14. We'll be back with more from Tiger Stadium after we take this local break.
First down.
What a last 3 minutes this has been. Look out.
They have to throw.
He will throw.
Smith's open.
Lobbed into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio
State. In an office like this, when one of us catches a cold, it's weird. It spreads like crazy.
John.
Rob.
Sage.
First one person, then two, then 10. We don't know how it happens.
You guys doing? What's up?
Maybe it's the ventilation or something. Nobody knows.
We've got huge news in baseball, in a deal that could affect the future.
This season, Jimmy Johnson knows that there's nothing more painful than losing. Not running out of fuel on the last lap. Not getting hit in the ear with a frisbee while jogging through the infield. Not getting a paper cut, then making fresh squeezed lemonade. Losing is even more painful than rescuing a baby porcupine from a thorn bush. Raising it as your own. Then releasing it back into the wild.
Goodbye, Prickle Bear.
Jimmy Johnson knows that if losing didn't hurt, winning wouldn't feel so good.
Caldwell, the Lady Tigers intend on using all 94 feet of the court again this season. Season tickets start at just 50 bills. Log on to lsusports.net/WBBTix for more information. A lot of good things coming up here in the LSU world. Take a look at the scoring drive. 10 plays, 78 yards, 4:01 off the clock. And that young man right there, Mr. Hill, getting his first career touchdown.
Hopefully the first of many, the fans think, and he's much heralded arrival here in Tiger Stadium.
And that one will not get a return, as Lovett decides otherwise. Want to remind you, tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Verizon. Didn't see quite that many smiles on the LSU bench in the first half, Renee, but we're seeing plenty of them now.
Well, you know, it's funny.
Literally.
Yeah, you know, now we're up by 42 points. I would think the fans can take back a little breathing room here.
You can see LSU's done a fantastic job defensively of shutting down that Idaho running attack. And talk about a balanced offense. How about that, Renee?
Can't get much closer than that.
You're right about that.
Same 1 yard difference.
And so the Vandals and Blackman once again pass just a bit short. Scott, the intended receiver on that one.
Some new faces in there. Debo Jones at linebacker. Jamari Orasco. Daniel. Good look at Debo Jones. Boy, he's going to have a great future for the Tigers. You know, he won't make 18 to the day after the Alabama game. 17-year-old youngster doing a good job for the Tigers. 17 years old. You know, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Handley gets the carry. Inside 10 minutes to go. LSU looking forward to getting some of the younger players some snaps here tonight as they get ready to take on the Auburn Tigers in their first SEC match of the year.
And you saw Debo Jones, number 45. You see him in the screen. He committed to Nebraska. Bo Pelini and company, and they thought they had him, and LSU hadn't offered a scholarship to him. When they did, he jumped on a Tiger offer, and LSU glad he did.
Timeout, Idaho. That's their second timeout of the half.
This will be a history-making night tonight. Coach Miles didn't want to talk much about it early in the game. 40th consecutive non-conference win tonight for LSU, setting an NCAA record. We'll be back after we take a network break here on Tiger Vision.
Another great recruiting class. Knowles are going to make some serious noise this season.
Well, not to mention, this team was 9-4 last year. So many guys back. I don't think anybody wants to play the Knowles this year.
And those uniforms, classy. Come on.
Gotta earn it, Corso.
I'm a Seminole.
No free rides.
Don't hate.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on ESPNU, continues at 10 a.m. on ESPN.
This is SEC football. You don't cheer for your team. You live for your team. Passion is worn like a badge of honor, so everyone knows what side you're on, but also because it looks good. The SEC on ESPN collection. Proud to be SEC. Apparel and hats available at Dick's Sporting Goods or online at dicksportinggoods.com. Every season starts at Dick's.
This is more than one team versus another. It's the present versus the past. Inevitable versus improbable. Young bucks versus seasoned vets. Unhittable versus unstoppable. Clutch versus lights out. Because it's not just the twilight of a season, it's when the lights shine brightest on baseball's biggest stage. Sunday Night Baseball, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Legend.
In one game, Peyton Manning made Denver a Super Bowl contender.
Rising star.
They are loaded in Atlanta.
Two of the league's best quarterbacks duel in Atlanta. Peyton Manning returns to Monday Night Football to lead the Broncos against Matt Ryan and the Falcons' aerial assault. Join Countdown at 6:30 for all the news from around the league. Then, Monday Night Football. Broncos, Falcons, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. It all comes down to Monday night.
Hey, listen, players aren't the only ones getting hurt.
When you're a trainer, you got to be open for almost anything. And injury by the official, and he's still going to go. You didn't see him going on a cart to the locker room, so he's going to suck it up a little bit.
Didn't see the thumbs up or anything like that either.
He's good.
Yeah, good to go. 3rd and 9 for the Vandals. Blackman under some pressure, and that one batted down. And that one...
Wow, look at that Western Kentucky game. The Hilltoppers, maybe a nail on the coffin of Joker Phillips. You know, Kentucky football, you know, it's just kind of waiting around for basketball to start, and that's not a good sign in a bluegrass state when Western Kentucky can pull a quick one on the Wildcats in football.
South Carolina taking care of business against Alabama, Birmingham. And so now 4th down. And it's Landry back as he stands at his own 28-yard line, prepared to make a return here. Doesn't look like it'll happen on this one as that one bounces and is down at the 33-yard line. That's where LSU will take over after a punt of 42 yards. Here's the SEC scoreboard tonight. Mississippi State taking care of Troy. Not an easy one there. Georgia, big win over Florida Atlantic, and Texas leading in the second quarter against the Rebels of Ole Miss
in Oxford. And I got a trivia question for you. Here you go with Rivers now taking the snap.
We believe so. I think it's Rivers who's been given the reins, so to speak, Renee. And there he goes, 6'8", 225-pound redshirt freshman out of Athens, Alabama. Brother's done just a little more than all right for himself in the NFL, and you see the numbers from high school as no passes thrown for Rivers as an LSU Tiger. And it's to the ground first and across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And that's Jeremy Hill. We do have a penalty flag on the play.
Put on a thinking caps here, Doug. I got a brain twister for you. Idaho won. They have had much success most recently, but back in '89.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 players in motion at the snap. The penalties decline. It'll be second down.
Back in '89 and '92, the Vandals captured the Big Sky Conference record. They won the Big Sky Conference in '89 and '92 by a coach who now resides in the SEC. Give us some thought who that may be. A coach who now resides in the SEC led the Vandals to the Big Sky Conference title in '89 and '92 with Doug Nussmeier at quarterback, who's now the offensive coordinator.
I thought you were going to let me guess.
Oh, well, go ahead and give us some thought.
I thought it was Doug Nussmeier.
No, Doug Nussmeier was the quarterback.
Oh, he was the quarterback.
Number 73 offense.
So you're asking
5-yard penalty, still second down.
So you're asking who the coach was?
Who was the coach for the Vandals?
God, where's
in
that
89
Jeopardy
and 92?
music when you need it?
We look at Chris Davenport, who's the new left tackle, converted defensive tackle on a Mansfield. But give us some thought and see if you can come up with who that might be.
You want me to text it to you?
Well, you can.
It's just like a text to win.
Shout it out.
Really? Do a shout out?
Now resides in the SEC as a head coach. Give it some thought.
All right, I'll work on that one, Renee. Give straight ahead. And once again, Jeremy Hill. Hill's gotten some good reps here tonight. Got his first touchdown and had an opportunity to get his hands on the football. 6 carries, 37 yards.
Also, you look at that offensive line. You got Elliott Porter in there and Ben Dominique at left guard. At left tackle, you got Davenport, a converted tackle. And, also a converted defensive tackle, and also still in the game, Vidal Alexander, who had a pancake block on that Jeremy Hill touchdown earlier in the fourth.
Rivers going to the air, deep downfield, open receiver is Shepard, can't quite connect. Good effort there by Shepard, and a pretty well-thrown pass, just slightly off the mark.
And Shepard on a go route, Rivers aired out, showed what kind of arm he has, and he has come over the top. He had a little bit more of a delivery like his brother Philip, but he comes more over the top. You can see nice throw over the top, nice delivery, and Shepard just can't hold it. Almost, boy, that's a close one. I don't know if it hit the ground, but that was a nice athletic potential interception by Jordan. But Rivers showed some nice delivery, and he credits Coach Craig Thorpe with helping him with the throwing motion.
And so fair catch is called by Lovett, 51-yard punt. We want to remind you, tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Verizon, America's fastest 4G network and the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers.
Oh, did you come up with a coach yet? Who the former Idaho coach who won the Big Sky in '89 and '92 now resides in the SEC? How about John L. Smith from Arkansas?
There you go.
That was going to be your guess, right?
That? Yeah. Right. Well, I was going to see if you would have said interim coach or something like that. He would have given it away.
The way after the
might be more interim than we first thought.
Well, the pasting Alabama put on him today. That's right now things are not going well for the Razorbacks.
Handley getting the carry
without their quarterback Tyler Wilson, who was absent today. Corey Thompson, another freshman who looks good. They really like him a lot as a safety. And boy, so many young guys playing. And we talk about Les Miles, and he says they recruit guys who expect to play as true freshmen. No more of this redshirting and learning 2 or 3 years down the road. Quan Alexander's another one right there out of Oxford, Alabama, true freshman, very athletic. These guys come in, expect to play as true freshmen. Daniel Hunter, another dude played by number 94, the
Handley getting the carry and not much to go. Here's the consecutive wins record that LSU is going to set tonight. And it's just, you know, it's kind of a quiet thing. We talk about it, but no bells, no whistles, no fireworks. Definitely not the case, but 40 consecutive non-conference regular season victories put LSU at the top. That's going to be 40 tonight. And that, folks, is a NCAA record. And not the only record that LSU will set tonight. This will be the 20th straight win in Tiger Stadium, so that'll be an LSU record as well. And another interception for LSU. As coming up with a pick is Jalen Mills, the SEC Freshman of the Week. Oh my, what a performance as he hauls that one in and returns it 15 yards.
A bit underthrown, but the fans are supportive, are happy about that. And as Blackman drops back and delivers the ball, and Mills just made a great break in front of the pass intended receiver and returns it for a nice pickup. And again, Jalen Mills on man-on-man, mano-a-mano on Lovett, and comes up with yet another interception, a fourth for the Tigers in this game.
The second on the season for Mills. And LSU back to the ground. Hill.
We get another freshman, number 85, Dylan Gordon out of John Curtis. Wow, what a host of true freshmen and redshirt freshmen that we've seen tonight.
Tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Verizon. There's the turnovers. The LSU lone interception by Mettenberger, and that resulted in a touchdown. Other than that, LSU,
two of those
almost turnover free.
4 interceptions, 2 of those produced points. Interceptions returned for scores.
Back to the ground. Hill trying to get to the outside. And he's inside the 10, and they'll spot that at the 8.
And you know, Hill doesn't run like a 6'2", 235-pound back. He just doesn't look that big. He's got a lot of wiggle, and you know, he runs well, can bounce it outside, can plant that foot and go. He's kind of a one-cut kind of guy.
Is it jello in his boots kind
of
thing?
A little jello in his boots, yeah, a little wiggle. And a good look at Rivers right there. But, you know, Rivers...
But not a ping-pong ball in the bathtub.
Not a ping, that's a whole different thing.
Right, gotcha.
But Rivers, you know, I asked him about, we talked earlier this season about why didn't he go to North Carolina State where his brother went. He said he was in 3rd grade when his brother was in college, so hardly remembers that.
3rd grade, best 5 years of my life, straight up the gut, and that's Hill. Is he in? No, yes, he is. The referee on the far side gave it the go. 8-yard touchdown run, and the second touchdown of the night for Jeremy Hill, the redshirt freshman from right here in Baton Rouge. And it's 60+ on the night now for LSU, 62-14.
Good blocking up front by Ben Domingue and Elliott Porter and company, allowing Hill the room to surge off the line of scrimmage, and Hill gets his second score. He's got to be feeling good. Look, Les Miles, this is what we told you can do. And long night for the Idaho defense.
The most points by the LSU Tigers since 1997. Put 63 on the board tonight.
And look the way they come up the line of scrimmage. Look, they just dominated, pushing them flat back into the end zone, allowing Hill. Boy, what a block. Look at that right there. Great block right there. But Elliott Porter, 55, he just flat backed the defensive lineman. Just look at that drive. That is outstanding driving. Surge off the line of scrimmage for the offensive line. Elliott Porter, what a great block there.
And just 3 plays needed, 18 yards, a minute 23 off the clock. Hill getting his second touchdown of the night. And as we say, the most points for the LSU Tigers since a game against Kentucky back in November in 1997, when they also scored 63.
Well, you got to feel good now. This game started kind of slow for the Tigers and kind of caught a little momentum here in the second half. What a difference. Second half, it's just they came roaring back and just kept Idaho in check with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. Rivers getting some good, and you need your backup quarterback to get some meaningful snaps and let him air it out a little bit, because you never know if for some reason Mettenberger took a shot or had to sit down for a series or two. You need someone to step in who's has been there before. very impressed with the backups that we've seen on both sides of the ball wearing purple and gold tonight. Haven't seen anything else in the quarterbacks change for Idaho, although Logan Bushnell and Taylor Davis are backups. Wonder if we'll see either one of those in the next series.
Hairston getting ready to boot it. 4:35 remaining. Big second half for LSU. And this one will be taken on the near side by Lovett. He will run it out from the end zone. He's pushed back and taken down at the 6-yard line. And losing his helmet on the play is Lamar Lewis. As got a chance to show his face there as well.
Wow, look at that, Doug.
There you go.
The Cardinal are putting it to Lane Kiffin, and that cheer you hear is coming from Knoxville.
And less than 4 minutes remaining in that game as well. So we'll see if Stanford can hang on against the Trojans.
I don't know, I'll tell you what, Tennessee, the loyal Vol fans, or anybody who's playing USC, that's their favorite team.
Right. I got you. So Blackman, it's been a long night. An exciting first half where the Vandals were competitive. But since that time, it has been all, and we do mean all, LSU.
A lot of new faces in there, and we try to name them if we can. Mickey Johnson out at number 96. Again, there's Mickey Johnson right there. Oh, he is a load out of St. Paul's High School in Covington, and he is one of the strongest. He hunkers down. He's about 6'1". I don't know what his weight is, but he's about 6 feet, about 310, 315, and takes on the double teams, and he is impossible to block. Very strong lower body.
2nd and 8. As Parkins, Justin Parkins gets the tote. Redshirt freshman out of Moscow, Idaho. Hometown kid there for the Vandals.
I love this time. Look at Ronnie Feast right there. He's another linebacker. The Tigers signed 6 freshmen. They're all contributing, and Feast is one of those guys that, what a future he has out of West St. John. His nickname is 2. I can't figure that one out, but
what is it?
2, T-W-O. But he came in January and learned a lot about this defense. Fierce hitter, and he loved the swagger of the LSU defense. That attracted him to purple and gold.
Blackman throws to the far side. Pass is complete as Marquand Major pulls that one in, the redshirt freshman.
Good look at Mills. He's still in the game as starter. Got to feel good. Come up with another pick, and you know he's really going to be a special player, true freshman. And again, it reminded me, I said it earlier, out of Travis Daniels. Travis Daniels was the guy who played here in the early 2000s, going on 7th year in the NFL, and he just, his style, the way he plays the ball and plays the man, very advanced with true freshman as Travis Daniels was when he was here.
1st and 10 for Blackman. Near side, pass is dropped. Marquand Major in his hands and out of his hands. And that stops the clock with 2:21 to go. All this just academic at this point. Just keeping Renee Nato from being able to go home and drink his milk and eat his cookies.
I might have some here.
And Joe Chavis must be quite pleased. His defense has been more than impressive here in this second half.
Yeah, he's got to feel good, and he's got to feel good about the young guys who are getting experience. We talked about many of them in secondary linebackers. Been here a long time. The Chief, as he's affectionately called, spent so many years in Tennessee, but he wants to tell you how happy he is in Tiger Town, and there's no better place, he said, than LSU, and he's so glad to be here.
Parkins gets the carry as the clock continues to run, and we're approaching the 2-minute mark here. LSU winning its 40th consecutive non-conference game, setting an NCAA record at the longest, of course, in FBS history. And also tonight, an LSU record with their 20th straight win in Tiger Stadium. There's a good look at Steve Craigthorpe, the quarterback's coach.
Frank Wilson with him, the running backs coach. And Craig Steve Craigthrow has had so many challenges personally, and he's really done an outstanding job between his health issues and his wife, and what an outstanding coach he is, and individual he is, and LSU's glad to have him. Blackman's still in, and the Tigers will get another opportunity to put some more points up.
You see the LSU defense, which came in ranked either first or second in every category, basically, in the SEC. And you see how well they rank in the national rankings as well. And tonight's performance will do nothing to not bolster their numbers.
Two guys in there right now, Quentin Thomas, number 95, and Justin Macklin, number 54, you see on the screen.
Illegal substitution on the defense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Solani shouldn't have been in the game. And
Chiefs not happy about that one.
Boy, he, whoo.
Oh, look at that.
And you see Coach
Stud right next to him.
Right next to him. And boy, he is not happy, and that's...
I think he said, get that camera off me, too.
Wow. But I tell you what, that's competitor he is. Don't worry about the score. Don't be making foolish mistakes and let up at the end of the game. He is irate. He is very upset right now. He can't wait to talk to that defense. See, it's all quiet right now over there. You'd think, by the look on the coach's faces, it's a reverse score.
Just a player 2 remaining in this football game. Blackman completing that one. As Jari Level makes the grab on that one. Clock stops at 25 seconds. And that'll bring up a second and about 5. Clock starts again. And they might not even run another play. Might just let it go. Because, you know, Renee, they have not designed the 45-point play. And that is going to do it. Time runs out in Tiger Stadium as the LSU Tigers push their record to 3-0 with a huge second half. An impressive 63-14 victory. Les Miles and Rob Akey meeting at midfield. And as he often does, and I should say always does, offer some words of encouragement to his competition. I tell you, there's a guy right there, Les Miles, who always has something positive to say.
Coach Akey's they face Wyoming next week, and we'll see if they can take a little revenge on the Cowboys.
So this one's in the books, 63-14. And we'll take a break and come back and wrap this one up. 63-14 the final, back after this network break.